How to stop being insecure about physical appearance. Told you it's deep. Make you think.
Yeah, there's a number of ways to what. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of ways to take it. Um, First is learning to love yourself for the actions that you're doing on a daily basis, right? Like, are you showing up for your goals? Are you showing up for what you're trying to do? Are you showing up for what you said you were going to, like, are you showing up? Because the more you show up, the less you care about any of that kind of stuff because you're doing it. Like all the insecurities, any insecurity that you have, the more you start teaching yourself that you follow through on your goals, the less any of that stuff hits you.
Okay, can I interrupt real quick and let you keep answering? But is it possible? Can you answer this question from a male perspective and a female perspective? Because I think if a male asks this question, that's gonna garner one type of answer. But for a female, the answer has to be totally different because of how society place so much pressure and emphasis on the looks and appearance, and women identify more with what their looks are versus, from the inside out. So is it possible, if you can, answer from both sides, both angles?
Honestly, the advice is the same.
Oh,
the advice
okay.
is the same. Like the second you're living your life because of other people's expectations, you're losing. So are the pressures higher? Sure. And so that's if that's the predominant culture, do you choose to live in it or do you want to go do your thing? Right? Like anytime you're deciding on what you're going to do in your life based off of what other people think of you, you lose. You're not going to be happy. Male, female, doesn't matter. You just won't be happy. So it's starting to decide to live your own life and to do the things that you say, even regardless of what other people think. Just you said you were going to do something, you do it, you show up. That's how you start building self-confidence. Is you did the thing that you said you were going to do, whether it involves somebody else or not. So that's step number one. Are we doing this? Step number two is to start to surround yourself with the people who are not. Surround yourself with the people who you look up to and you admire for the right reasons. Right? Like if your Instagram is full of just Instagram models who are just posting bikini pictures all day long, you're gonna get more and more and more self-conscious. Or if your Instagram is filled up with people who are, if you're a guy and it's all, giant, muscular superhumans, that's not going to make you feel better about yourself. It doesn't mean just fill your feed with ugly people. But it means filling your feed with people who make you feel better about yourself. To switch the environment so that it's more intentional. I just did a 45-minute interview with Sadguru today about his new book called Karma, which was super fun to have him back on the channel. And a lot of what the conversation in the book revolved around was consciousness, like consciously making decisions versus, what does he call it? I'm blanking now because I'm playing. Like the knee-jerk, compulsiveness. That's his words. Consciousness versus compulsiveness. Those are the two variants. So where do you live? Which world do you live in? And too many of us live in the world of just reacting. Why? Because he calls it karma, and the karma is like your, not just how we think of it as like good deeds, bad deeds, being punished, that kind of thing, but it's an accumulation of, whoa, where did that guy come from? It's an accumulation of all of your decisions that have happened to you. So it's accumulation of your environment. It's time to start to make some changes there. Right? And that's the process.
Here's my situation. I am insecure about my beard because I'm too young to have it, but I don't want to shave it because I want to overcome this insecurity, but still beat myself up because of it.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of goes on to the previous conversation around like how you look. I mean, the insecurity comes around from thinking thinking about how other people will look at you based on how, you know, whatever you look like. And at the end of the day, as soon as you've looked at it from that perspective, you've given up, like you've created your own insecurity as a function of that.
I love
So-
this. I love this so much. I think it's great. Like, I think the more you lean into those things, the better. What's missing is just a celebration. Like that every day that you went with that beard, you pat yourself on the back and say, I did it again. I'm doing it. I'm getting stronger. Like, you're not recognizing enough the progress that you've made until you get to the point where it doesn't matter anymore. Where beard, no beard, it's like, okay, it's not actually that big a challenge anymore because I've been doing it. So I'm going to go find the next thing.